Disasters can strike with sudden and immense force. A powerful hurricane can lash a coastline. An earthquake can shake a city to its core. A wildfire can sweep through a landscape in moments. These events break the systems we rely on every single day. They can damage roads, sever power lines, and contaminate water supplies. This disruption causes great hardship for families and entire communities. Disaster-resilient infrastructure is our answer to this challenge. It is a promise we make to ourselves and to future generations. The core idea is to build systems that can withstand shocks and stresses, keeping people safe and helping towns recover with speed and dignity. What exactly do we mean by disaster-resilient infrastructure? Think of it as the strong backbone of a community. Roads, bridges, power grids, water pipes, and buildings designed with purpose. The ultimate goal is simple: keep essential services running during crisis, or restore them quickly afterward. Understanding the ground beneath our feet, designing for hazards. Effective design always begins with a deep understanding of the risks. A city cannot protect itself from threats it does not fully comprehend. Therefore, the first step is to study the specific hazards a region faces. This means creating detailed maps and models. These maps show us exactly where the dangers lie. Floodplains that swell when rivers rise. Fault lines that can rupture in an earthquake. Wildland areas where fires are most likely to start and spread. With this knowledge, engineers, architects, and planners can make informed, intelligent choices. They can design infrastructure tailored to withstand the most powerful local forces. Near storm surges, elevate the roadbed. Design larger culverts and drainage to move water fast. In seismic regions, base isolation lets the ground move while the building stays relatively still. These are real-world solutions that save lives and prevent catastrophic failures. Clear, simple building codes are among our most powerful tools. Codes set safety standards, and they must be enforced. Strengthen older buildings, braces, anchors, flexible pipes. The arteries of a city. Roads and bridges carry us to work, to school, to home. They deliver food, medicine, and essential supplies. They are the pathways for first responders to reach people in need. When links are cut, a community can become isolated and paralyzed. Help cannot get in, and people cannot get out. Protecting roads and bridges is a top priority. Use permeable pavement to reduce surface flooding. Lift low-lying roads above expected flood levels. Maintain robust drainage with wide channels and clear culverts. Work with nature. Roots stabilize soil and reduce erosion. In slide-prone terrain, retaining walls and reinforced slopes keep roads safe. Regular inspections fix small issues before storms make them big. In quakes, modern bridges must move and sway, not resist rigidly. Flexible bearings, strong cables, deep reinforced foundations. Protect piers from scour, fast water eroding foundations. Encasement and rock armor prevent dangerous washouts. Use local, well-tested materials for speed and fit. And build network redundancy so multiple routes reach critical locations. Life's essential flow, securing water and sanitation. Nothing is more essential to life and health than clean water. After a disaster, safe water is critical for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. Sanitation systems must safely manage waste. When lines are damaged, a public health emergency follows. Contaminated water can spread cholera and dysentery with terrifying speed. A natural disaster can become a prolonged health crisis. Building resilience into water and sanitation is fundamental to public health. Move away from single points of failure toward distributed water sources. Wells, protected springs, and large-scale rainwater harvesting provide redundancy. If one source fails, others keep working. Local filtration makes secondary sources safe to drink. Older, brittle pipes fail in quakes and floods. Use flexible materials like ductile iron and HDPE. Cushion pipes in protected trenches. Site critical facilities away from floodplains and surge zones. Train local technicians for maintenance and quick post-disaster repairs. Low-tech gravity systems and composting toilets keep services running without power. In the modern world, electricity is the invisible force that powers nearly everything. It runs our hospitals, keeps our water pumps working, powers our communications, and allows businesses to operate. When the grid goes down, consequences are immediate and severe. Physically strengthen the grid. Replace wooden poles with steel or concrete. Trim trees from lines. In high-risk zones, bury lines. Costly up front, but robust against wind, ice, and falling trees. A resilient future lies in decentralization. Microgrids that can operate independently, serving hospitals, campuses, or neighborhoods with solar, wind, and battery storage. During a major outage, microgrids disconnect and keep the lights on. They sustain shelters, fire stations, and critical medical equipment, an island of stability. They let responders coordinate and give vulnerable people a safe place to go. As costs fall, microgrids scale from rural towns to dense urban districts. Backup is non-negotiable. Prioritize solar plus batteries over fuel-dependent generators. Few moving parts, no fuel, reliable, low maintenance, and cleaner for the environment. Investing in resilient, decentralized, renewable energy builds a future where the lights stay on, no matter the storm. For most people, home is the ultimate sanctuary. A well-built home can be the difference between life and death. Resilient housing protects against specific threats without complex technology. In hurricane regions, high-wind shingles, metal clips tying roof to walls, impact-resistant windows or shutters. In flood zones, elevate living spaces above rising waters. Use flood-resistant materials where water may reach. In wildfire zones, create defensible space and use non-combustible roofing and siding. Upgrade millions of vulnerable homes, bolt frames to foundations, add plywood sheathing, install flood vents. Many retrofits are achievable by trained contractors or skilled homeowners. Local programs, loans, grants, and hands-on workshops empower residents. A community of slightly stronger homes weathers storms and recovers faster. Working with nature can provide better, more sustainable protection. Green infrastructure. Healthy wetlands, mangrove forests, and coral reefs absorb storm energy before it reaches communities. Protecting and restoring these systems reduces risk cost-effectively and supports wildlife. Inland, slow water and let it soak in. Parks, rain gardens, permeable paving, and trees. Benefits extend beyond floods. Cooler streets, cleaner water, recreation, even carbon sequestration. Blend built and natural systems. A flood wall paired with a park designed to safely flood. By embracing nature, cities become safer, healthier, and more beautiful. Resilient infrastructure is more than steel and concrete. It is also about people. Awareness is key. Understand risks, flooding, earthquakes, wildfires. Governments must communicate clearly via meetings, sites, and maps. Every family and community needs a disaster plan, routes, meeting places, and backup communications. Practice often and build redundant warning systems. Local volunteers are invaluable. Train to help before responders arrive. Neighbors helping neighbors speeds recovery. Equip hubs, schools, libraries, religious centers, with backup power and essential supplies. These become places for information, shelter, and support. In 2007, Greensburg, Kansas was nearly wiped off the map by a massive tornado. 95% of buildings were destroyed. Schools, the hospital, nearly every home. Instead of leaving or rebuilding the same, they chose stronger and greener. They required new city buildings to meet LEED Platinum. Schools, hospital, and city hall focused on resilience. Wind and solar power, geothermal systems, and rainwater harvesting became standard. Homes were rebuilt with efficiency, better insulation, high-performance windows, efficient appliances. Resilient power lowered outages and utility bills. Greensburg was reborn, stronger and forward-thinking, a story of hope. Disasters will happen. We cannot stop storms or quakes, but we are not helpless. We can build roads that withstand floods, homes that resist winds, power that stays on, and communities that work together. Marta woke at dawn, just as the first slice of golden light touched the edge of her small town. Her home is a simple, humble structure with just 2 rooms that hold the entirety of her family's world. She lives in a community on the outskirts of a bustling city, a place where many families like hers have built their lives. For years, they shared a single water tap at the end of the dusty street, and the children played in a small, patchy garden everyone tended together. For so long, this street felt quiet and forgotten, a place of silent struggle. The houses were old, their walls weary from time, and the roads turned to mud in the rain. People constantly worried about the next big storm, the risk of a fire, and the quiet fear of an uncertain future. Then, one day, something shifted. A new rule came into effect, a quiet but powerful change from local government. This plan wasn't just about buildings, it was about people. It helped families access small, manageable loans and secure land rights in writing for the first time. The town followed up with new drains to manage seasonal floods, and a colorful playground soon filled with laughter. Teachers began making regular visits, bringing books and opportunity right to their door. For Marta, a profound sense of calm arrived, a feeling she hadn't realized was missing. She could finally afford to fix the persistent leak, a worry in every rainy season. With secure land, she planted trees, their roots deepening like her family's place in the community. Her child could play safely on the street, watched over by neighbors with renewed pride. This tangible change shows how good policy meets people where they are, turning a place of worry into a place of hope. Our homes are the foundations of our lives, and the rules that govern them can build us up or hold us back. Change rarely happens overnight. It's a series of small, deliberate steps: a loan, a title, a drain pipe, a playground. When governments listen and clear paths, communities unlock their potential. So, what exactly is this thing we call policy? At its heart, a rule, a law, a plan that guides our collective actions. It's a decision by people in charge: local city hall, your state capital, the highest offices of the national government, even global organizations like the United Nations. Policy might sound distant, but its effects are personal and concrete. It shapes the air you breathe, the safety of the water you drink, and the stability and affordability of the roof over your head. A good policy can be a lifeline: safe, secure, accessible homes. Think of policy as the invisible architecture of our society. Designed with care and foresight, it creates opportunity. It can help a first home, dignity for seniors, and disaster protection, bridging the gap between what families earn and what a safe home costs. Building a world where everyone has a safe home can feel overwhelming, but it boils down to a few key principles. Think of a recipe with 3 essential ingredients. To make housing fair, stable, sustainable, focus on 3 areas: making finance accessible, ensuring clear and just land rights, and providing green incentives for healthier living. Together, these pillars support the dream of a secure home. If one is weak, the structure wobbles. When all 3 are strong, communities thrive for generations. Finance is often the biggest hurdle. Huge down payments and perfect credit shut families out. Fair finance policies create new pathways to loans. Government guarantees reduce bank risk for low-income families. Subsidies cover early interest, giving breathing room. Second, land. Without security underfoot, you can't build stability. Simpler, affordable titles transform anxiety into confidence. Finally, green incentives reward safe, efficient, climate-ready homes. They save money, improve health, and build resilience. Finance, land, and green design, a practical framework that works. The journey often begins with money. Traditional systems weren't built with everyone in mind. They work best for those with wealth. It can take money to get money, locking families out. Hard-working renters still here, too risky. Here is government's chance to rewrite the rules, to include, not exclude, and to lift people up. Microloans, small amounts with big impact, not massive mortgages, manageable funds. Marta used one to fix her roof before the rains. Low interest, fast approval, minimal paperwork. Governments can incentivize banks to offer these products or partner with trusted local institutions. Meet people where they are. Subsidies and grants make ownership possible. Cover upfront costs and lower early payments, turning a bank's no into a yes. Stable homes boost school, health, and small business, and strengthen entire communities. Now, the ground beneath our feet. Secure land rights unlock stability. A deed or title is incredibly powerful. It means you can't be forced to leave, and you can pass your home to your children. It gives confidence to improve and invest. But hundreds of millions lack this basic security. Old laws, missing papers, constant uncertainty. Outdated records breed confusion and disputes, opening doors to corruption and land grabs. Simplify and democratize land tenure with low-cost surveys and fast local offices. In Marta's town, one simple paper acted like a shield. People invested, shifting from survival to planning. Clarity enables roads, water, sewers, electricity. Legal titles unlock loans and jobs. Addresses ease school registration and civic life. Secure land draws people into the fabric of society, building real foundations for dreams. The third and final key, think green. We can't build like we did decades ago. Climate challenges are here. Homes must be ready. It's not about luxury tech, but practical design that keeps families safe, healthy, and financially secure. Green incentives speed the shift. Start with insulation. Cooler summers, warmer winters, lower bills. Daylight and ventilation reduce lighting and AC needs. Marta's home added a small solar water heater, cutting costs and keeping hot water even in outages. Cities can offer rebates for rainwater systems and efficiency, tax credits or direct incentives for builders and owners. Codes create markets that lower prices over time. Green homes are healthier, cooler, and safer. A green home is a resilient home, a secure sanctuary in a changing world. Smart policies on finance, land, and green are essential, but they're only part of the equation. Success grows when people have a seat at the table, a shift from top-down to collaboration, where neighbors shape their own futures. Who knows the needs better than those who live them? They know where the street floods, which corners need a light, and the safest place for a playground. Community-led housing often means cooperatives. Members own and manage together, pool resources to buy land or buildings, co-design the homes, and set fair rules. Costs drop, and homes fit culture and needs. Participatory planning makes it possible. We need a wider path for our elders here. This lot is perfect for a garden. The final plan is sound and lived in. When people help design it, they care for it. On a steep hillside, families lacked safe access and clean water. They formed a cooperative with a small grant and legal support and took matters into their own hands. They built sturdy, low-cost steps with local materials, planted native trees to prevent landslides, and set up upkeep together. The result was transformative. Children reached school safely, shops saw more business, and a renewed sense of empowerment grew. This is what happens when we trust people as experts of their own lives. The final piece is collaboration. No single group can solve the housing crisis alone. Real change happens when we work together. Government sets direction with fair laws. Community groups add heart and local knowledge. Nonprofits and donors bring funding and expertise, and companies bring innovation and efficiency. Think of it like a symphony. A city offers unused land for affordable housing, a bank backed by guarantees, provides low-interest microloans, trusted leaders organize residents and co-design, builders train residents, creating jobs and skills. The project is faster, cheaper, and safer. Homes meet real needs. The neighborhood thrives. Benefits compound beyond bricks and mortar. Collaboration also builds resilience to shocks, physical and economic. Stronger homes, stronger bonds, stronger local economies. It's the glue that binds finance, land, and green design, turning a set of efforts into a unified force for change. MARTA's story shows a better future is within reach. We can build it, one neighborhood at a time. You can hear it in children's laughter, see it in small businesses on a newly lit street, and feel it in the quiet pride of a secure home. None of this is an accident. It's the result of thoughtful rules, dedicated people, and the will to work together. The path is clear, and it requires action. Leaders, start by listening. Ask what people truly need. Create simple rules that clear the path. Make land rights faster and cheaper to secure. Back small loans for low-income buyers. Offer real incentives for green, healthy homes. Empower community groups. Fund, trust, and include them. Community, your voice matters. Organize and act. Small steps together become a powerful movement. Global partners, be connectors and amplifiers. Fund small, high-impact ideas. Spread what works so others can learn. Help craft simple, effective policies. Focus on families and long-term resilience. We already have a blueprint, the Sustainable Development Goals. A world without poverty, with safe, resilient, affordable homes. We have the tools, we have the knowledge, and we have examples of what works. We can bring policy down to the people, turn plans into clean water and safe roofs, and into healthy homes. A home is more than bricks and mortar. It's the start of love, hope, and dreams. It is the foundation of our lives. Together, we can make safe homes real for everyone.